Thank you for staying with us on the Pulse Now Time for the Sports. I'm Gary L. Smith. And in a couple of hours, we are going to find out who the best player in the world is. It's the best awards. And this year, like we've seen in previous years past, one of two names is making a really big statement. In studio with me is Oreku Ampofo to look at, I'm sure by this time all the votes are done. Yeah. But of the three, who do you think, or where does it look like it's going? These are the three behind us here. Virgil van Dijk for the Netherlands, and for Liverpool, Cristiano for Juventus, and of course, latterly, Cristiano Ronaldo and Leo Messi as well. So, where's it going?
Well, if we do look at what happened last year with Luka Modric, after winning the UEFA Player of the Year, he ended up going on to win the FIFA awards and the Ballon d'Or, and that's what really bugs me as a football analyst, because what's the point of spreading so many awards when the criteria tends to be the same? So it looks as if since Van Dijk already took the UEFA Player of the Year, it's most likely he's going to take the best and more probably the Ballon d'Or awards in January. But I think that you can make a fair point for him. He's had a good season with Liverpool, but then again, other players such as Messi, look at the numbers that they were able to rack. They could make a good case for themselves. But as I said before the beginning of the season, the delegates or the journalists or the football guys who are voting for these players, I think, are tired. There's a little bit of a voters' bias against Ronaldo and Messi because, of course, they've been dominating world football for over 10 years, and people want to see other names. And that's why when it comes to Van Dijk, it's a special case. It's not just about the work that he's done. It's about the improvements that we've seen him put in this Liverpool side. Getting to the UEFA Nations League final and winning the Champions League with Liverpool, coming so close to the Premier League as well. So I think out of the three, he's clearly the favourite. But anything could happen. We've seen a lot of surprises in these awards. And of course, Ronaldo winning the UEFA Nations League with Portugal and the Serie A with Juventus. So it's going to be a very, very competitive one. I don't think it's as straightforward. We could see some surprises there.
Considering that Van Dijk, as you said, won the UEFA Player of the Year award, and we have the Ballon d'Or to come in January, though. To what extent is recency bias a factor in this, looking at the times that the nominations close for all these awards?
I think for the Ballon d'Or, there's a likely bigger margin that we may not see these three players again, and probably there may be a switch or probably a shift somewhere in terms of who is favourite to win it. And so far, I think that out of the three, Liverpool have really started the season strongly, sitting 5 points on top of the Premier League. Now, it's going to be extremely crucial if Liverpool probably head into December unbeaten in the league, top of the league, managed to win the Club World Cup, and then there's going to be so much talk about Van Dijk, and I think at that stage he would probably be favourite. Or either case, Ronaldo or Messi could go on a really good run and keep on scoring goals and get back to the minds of people. But I think that for now and for today's the best awards, I think that it's clearly Van Dijk's to lose, and anybody else winning this would probably come as a surprise to the football world.
Right, so that will be tonight as well, and for us, it's quite important because these three are the poster boys for their various leagues. Van Dijk, obviously, for the Premier League, you've got Ronaldo for Serie A, and Messi being for La Liga. A year ago, just about a year ago, or just 18 months ago, would have said Cristiano and Messi were for La Liga, while this Van Dijk were for the Premier League. To what extent does a win for either of them show the power of that league?
I think it really goes to add some credibility or voice to the league, and it's been a very, very long-lasting debate. If you look at these three leagues between the Serie A, the La Liga, and the Premier League as to who has the best league, it's still ongoing currently, and so far I think that the English Premier League probably tops that due to their performances last year, especially two teams going to both the Europa League final and the Champions League final. And I think that, of course, Van Dijk winning it would probably be a stamp as to certifying why the Premier League is one of the best, and it applies for both of Ronaldo and Messi too.
Interesting. Thank you, Riku Ampofo. We'll let you know what happens in terms of who wins by the time I come around again at 8:30 for the sport. Or maybe because today is Monday, 8:20, I'll be coming a bit earlier for that. That's the sport for now. Who's your vote going for?
My heart says Messi, but I think Van Dijk should win it.
We'll see how it goes. I'm Gary L. Smith.